Hello everyone. Today I'm excited to share with you the process I used to write an essay about work stress for a teacher. So in this video, I will explain my planning approach, the organization of my thoughts, and the primary sources I use and some of the challenge I encountered. Let's move to step one. Step one will be planning. To begin, I focused on defining what I wanted to investigate within the topic of work-related stress. So for the occupation, I choose the educator or teacher so that I can include my own experience in the essay. And I thought about different aspects of stress that educators face on a daily basis, things are like workload, emotional strain, and lack of resources. So these key terms help me to narrow my focus and choose the search terms such as teacher burnout, educator stress, and early childhood education pressure. So this allowed me to focus my research on this term and make it easier to find the sources that were directly relevant. So when you plan your essay, try to break down your main topic into the smaller and more specific parts. So this really helps to stay organized and focused, and most importantly is save time. Let's move on to step two. Step two will be organizing the essay. I move on to organizing my content. I divided my essay into the section that allowed readers to logically follow the causes and effect of stress, which is the introduction, main body, and conclusion. My structure was simple but effective. I started with an introduction. I state the topic, continue defining work-related stress. So for the main body parts, I deal with the different causes of stress, which is the emotional strain, high workload, and the bureaucratic pressure, lack of resources and support, and the impact of relationship. And I ended with coping strategy and a conclusion. For the conclusion wise, I summarizes the points discussed and my opinion. This format really helped me to let my idea flow naturally, which make it easier to read and understand. I recommend creating an outline before you start writing so that you don't lose track of your idea. Let's move on to the next step will be step three. Step three will be finding useful source. So for my sources, I try to find a recent credible publication that support my argument with evidence. So here are the three of the main sources I use, which is Health Guide, Education Report, and a Burnout book. So the health guide is from the HSE, the Health and Safety Executive 2021. It helped me to define work-related stress from a professional perspective. And the education report is from the EPI, the Education Policy Institute 2021, provided statistics on the lack of funding in early childhood setting. So for the burnout book, we talk about emotional impact of teaching by Figley 2002, discuss about compassion fatigue, which provided insight into the emotional impact of teaching profession. So these sources were chosen for their authorities and relevance to each section of my essay. When selecting the sources, try to combine them with a mixture of data, expert opinion, and research study to provide a well-rounded perspective. So next move on to step four. Step four will be using the sources in my essay. How I use the sources in my essay, let's look at where I use the specific sources in my essay. For example, in paragraph 4, which discusses about compassion fatigue, which I use the Figley 2002 because it directly references the emotional exhaustion of teacher experience when caring for children, adding depth and context to this particular cause of stress. And in paragraph 5 section, workload, I use the data from NEU, the National Education Union, because it provides up-to-date 2024 statistic on teacher workload and supports the argument with current evidence. And finally, I would like to mention some of the challenges I encountered. One of the most difficult tasks was narrowing down my focus as stress in education is such a broad topic. It was also difficult to find a recent data, especially on the early childhood setting in certain countries such as Malaysia. But I overcome these challenges by focusing on sources that provide current reliable data, and by using an outline to organize my thoughts. If you feel overwhelmed by a big topic, try to focus on one or two key aspects to keep it manageable. And that's it. These are the steps I follow to complete my essay on work-related stress in educator, which is the step one, planning, step two, organizing, step three, finding sources, and you know how to use the sources, finally, overcoming the challenges. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.